All of that was imported from Nazi Germany. Nazi Germany is going to rise again according to the Bible. Only it's going to rise in America in the form of a global, socialist, fascist police state. That's what Bible prophecy says, clear and simple. How does it happen? It happens by the fourth beast that Daniel saw rise up. We already have England, we have America, we have Germany, and we have Russia. Now we have a fourth beast. The fourth beast, it says, is diverse and different from any of the other beasts before it. Nothing like it in the history of the world. It's not a nation. It's not a state. What is it then? That it rises up and devours, it says, the whole world, absorbs the nations, destroys their constitutions, takes over their sovereignty, and rules their people with an iron fist. It's the United Nations. The United Nations is not a nation. The United Nations is not a state. The United Nations is an organization, and it gets its power from treaties. Just as Daniel said it would destroy the nations. It would absorb their sovereignties. It would take away their constitutions, and it would set up a world dictatorship. And this is where it gets very, very important, because we're going to take these four beast powers, and now we're going to jump ahead to Revelation chapter 13, which unlocks the key to the UFO mystery. Very, very important. When we get to Revelation chapter 13, we find a beast rising up out of the sea. It has feet, it says, of a bear. In other words, the foundation of this beast is going to be what we saw in Russia and the Soviet Union. It is going to be dictatorial, socialistic slave state. That's the foundation of it. But it says the body of this beast is that of a leopard. Oh, it's going to be world fascism, a rise again of the Nazi regime. We could call it Nazi International. Everybody thinks that Hitler and Germany went away, that Nazism is dead. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's very, very much alive. Mystery knows all about it. Nazism is alive and well and is coming back in the United States of America. All right, it said it has the mouth, and we assume then from that, which is sometimes a deadly word to use, it has the head of a lion. Well, as we know, the lion is Great Britain, and this thing is run from Great Britain. Isn't that interesting that we have the British so deeply involved in the United Nations and its promotion? We have British Freemasonry deeply entrenched in the affairs of mankind. We have creeping socialism, often called Fabian socialism, in which you bring in socialism a little bit at a time. You creep it in incrementally so that the people can't protest very much because they look like fools when they protest each time you take away one of their rights. Fabian socialism, creeping socialism. But in reality, it's very deadly, and when they seize power, they will eliminate anybody who opposes them. Now, the Bible says that this beast power is so powerful and so strong that nobody can fight against it. It makes two very, very important comments about it. It says, one, that the world will wonder after this beast when they see it come out, and it's a revival of ancient Babylon is what it really is. The ancient Babylonian concepts of a group of wise men, a priestly caste, which we would simply call the elite in our language, that will rise up and rule the world. And it says they have so much weaponry and so much power. Who can make war with the beast? The answer is no one can make war with the beast. Absolutely no one, because they have the weapons of war that are so powerful and so great that even semi-automatics, tanks, bazookas, etc., are nothing compared to the weaponry they're going to have. And it also makes one other comment. It says Satan gave the beast its power and great authority. Satan himself. The Bible, I want to back up here just a little bit. The Bible does not attempt to prove that God exists. It does not attempt to prove that Satan exists. It does not attempt to prove that fallen angels exist. It does not attempt to prove that devils or demons exist. It does not attempt to prove that Jesus Christ was real. It simply states all of these things as a matter of fact. The Bible makes a comment that only a fool would say there is no God. And so it's a book that gives mankind no options. It seals mankind. There is no other book in the world like the Bible, if you will sit down and read it. It gives mankind no other options. And it claims that Satan runs the world and that Satan gives power unto this the last final form of socialistic, dictatorial world government that is going to be Nazi fascism on a global scale. Deadly, deadly stuff. Nobody can make war with this because their weapons were created under black operation.
5th, 1942, less than 3 months after Pearl Harbor, residents of Los Angeles prepared for an anticipated Japanese invasion. But aliens may have gotten there first. This retouched photograph shows searchlight beams around an object in the sky over Culver City. The incident was reported to the U.S. Army's Chief of Staff, General Marshall, and he in turn informed President Roosevelt. Later in the war, American bombers encountered strange lights flashing through their formations as they flew over enemy territory. The pilots called them Foo Fighters, not knowing if they were a German secret weapon or of extraterrestrial origin. A new, terrifying era exploded in 1945. Coming on the heels of the Second World War, the nuclear age held forth a vision of limitless power and limitless destruction. Perhaps it provoked an alien civilization to monitor the Earth more closely. In 1947, an American civilian pilot, Kenneth Arnold, coined the term flying saucer when he encountered a formation of flying discs near Mount Rainier. They buzzed his light aircraft at an estimated speed of 1,300 miles per hour. Other sightings increased dramatically. In July, the pilot and crew of a civilian DC-3 on its way to Seattle ran into another flock of flying discs. There was official concern over the mounting number of UFO sightings by seemingly reliable witnesses. Lieutenant General Nathan Twining compiled a report which was initially classified secret. Twining stated that the phenomenon reported was something real. The sense of a growing security threat was heightened by the strange death of a U.S. Mustang pilot, Captain Thomas Mantell, in January 1948. Mantell was chasing what he reported as a colossal disc-shaped object. The wreckage of his Mustang was found scattered over a mile of Kentucky countryside. There was no shortage of sightings from the ground. This amateur footage was shot in Montana in 1950 and has been the subject of analysis ever since. It has never been determined whether it shows two alien craft or simply the sun's reflection off a couple of jets landing at a nearby airfield. July 1952 marked the biggest UFO scare in American history. A series of sightings was followed by a hectic 24 hours in which flying discs played a cat-and-mouse game with U.S. Air Force fighters. Caught on radar screens across the country, the discs traveled at an estimated 1,000 miles per hour. Dozens of eyewitnesses saw the discs float over the dome of the U.S. Capitol. Inevitably, hoaxes